Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction video to the 4-0 home win against Dundee today. Certainly didn't feel like a 4-0 game, did it? Especially after the first half and largely into the second half, the way we played. But you could maybe say it's a dirty win, but I'll take it nonetheless. First, obviously starting off the kind of team selection, there was a lot of keyboard warriors, I'll call them, online going absolutely mental over the team selection about the fact that Miller started the game kind of out of the blue, which fair enough, it's out of the blue, and it was a key moment to maybe bring in Cummings there for the injured Windass, but Miller started nonetheless. And I think what a lot of people have got to understand is we're not seeing these players in training, and we're not privy to these conversations that they've maybe had about their game time or their future or anything like that. So yeah, you can have concerns, but some of the comments online today before the game were absolutely ridiculous, and it's endemic of the way some of the fans are reacting just now, and it's getting to the desperation point. But it started as it is anyway. Obviously McCrory came in for Alves, which was a wee bit surprising as well. You'd have maybe thought the more experienced older player would have started, but no, it was good to see McCrory getting in, and he certainly never put a foot wrong anyway, obviously coming off injured later on. As well, the formation, it looked as if Murty could have set up with a 4-4-2, but he did revert to the usual kind of diamond formation again, with Miller playing kind of slightly off Morelos up front. And I've got to say, for a player who is 38 and he was filling in much largely the same role as Windass did, he was head and shoulders above what Windass has done in the last few games in terms of that role. He was getting back deep enough to be seen in midfield. He was getting back into defence on occasion. He was quickly breaking forward, and I would say in the first half he was probably our best player, which is not saying a lot, because to be honest the team was woeful in the first half. There was some flashes of good play, however there were only flashes, and it was largely we couldn't string a couple of balls together. Some of the basic passing was completely lacking, and Dundee were seemed up for the game. They were chasing the balls. There was two men on us all the time, and they probably came out slightly better on the first half in terms of play wise, but they never really done anything up front, and I think that was largely down to the defence. They were, I wouldn't say they were world beaters or defence today in the first half, but they certainly done the job competently, and they never really put a foot wrong. Again, I think that's maybe because Dundee lacked a bit of firepower up front, and but certainly they mopped up everything. We again were unlucky with a couple of the challenges, a couple of the chances, because we hit the post twice. I think the first one was Miller smashed the post, and in the second one I think it was Murphy put in, it was a cross come shot, and it hit off the post, and it was unlucky again. But Miller did get the goal in the 39th minute, which was a well worked goal, and you can't really argue. It was great from Jamie Murphy as well. Done his trademark, took the ball on the left, cut inside, eventually passed to Miller, taking on a player slightly, and then hit a great shot past the keeper. So going into half time, obviously happy at going up 1-0 up, but there was a lot of work still to do. Into the second half, same team again, and we started off again pretty average. Dundee seemed a wee bit more up for it. And then I think it was round about the 60th minute. There was, I don't know if this was the changing point of the game, but Andy Halliday came on for the injured. Well, he looked slightly injured. Docherty, I think he had picked up a knock a couple of minutes beforehand anyway, and I don't know if that was the catalyst, but we seemed to play a wee bit better from there. McCrory came off injured a couple of minutes later after that as well. He got injured as well, and Alves came on, and then shortly after, on the 68th minute, Morelos got the second goal, and from there we pressed on. The goal itself was great play from down the right hand side from Candias, great cross on the deck, and it was more or less just a tap in from Morelos. So it was good to see him back on the score sheet as well, because I think it's something that he's really needing to get to boost his confidence. But as I said, I'm not sure if it was Halliday coming on that was the catalyst, or it was just the good incisive breakaway, us getting the second, and then Dundee's arses collapsed, because after the second goal we were pretty much all over them. There was no really any doubt about the game from after the second goal. And on the 78th minute, 10 minutes after the second, Jamie Murphy put us 3-0 up, and the game was really in no doubt from there again. So we kept playing on, and again we had a few chances and we rounded it out with a 4-0 and just with candy ass on the 90th minute there. So as I said, you know, I struggled certainly maybe for 50-55 minutes of the game to see where we were getting a second goal, but you know, certainly we did, and we won comfortably in the end. I think some fans are going to have to be a wee bit patient and just realise that, you know, we need to win regardless, so we might need to take dirty wins now and again, and as long as we get the 3 points, that's obviously the main thing at the end of the day. Obviously helped again today with surprisingly Hearts beating Aberdeen 2-0 and Hibs drawing, getting a last minute equaliser against Ross County, so that's obviously helped us in the table. We're now back in second place, equal points with Aberdeen, obviously better goal difference, and I think we're still 3 points ahead of Hibs, and we've all played the same amount of games now. Obviously going into next weekend, next Sunday, which is the Scottish Cup semi-final, we needed a win, especially not only for the league but to give us a wee bit of buoyancy for going into this game. I think it's a game that, regardless, obviously, you know, whatever way you look at it, we need to win. It's going to be tough. Again, in the last Old Firm game there, I thought we were the better team overall and we were unlucky to get beat. We should have at least came away with a point. Same with the Old Firm game beforehand where we drew at Parkhead. But this is a different kettle of fish. This is a semi-final at Hampden. Myself and John will be there again, and we'll need to see what happens. It's going to be a difficult game, difficult set of circumstances, obviously going in the back of the last few games. Good that he came away with a win again today, as I said, brings a wee bit of buoyancy, so it's a game we'll need to wait and see what happens. But we'll get back to you next week. As I said, Dave is still on his holidays, so it'll be after the game next week where we get back to a regular podcast and delve into these games in depth. But thanks for listening, and goodbye.